Alright, so we have Melissa Gatto versus Victoria Leonardo. So yeah, for Gatto, she hasn't fought in nearly 3 years. She's still got an undefeated record, but hasn't fought in quite a while. I don't know where she trains either. Yeah, alright, whatever. But yeah, some random gym. But yeah, so break down the striking of these two. So for Gatto, I think her striking looks really bad. She's very young, so she could come out totally different and with crisp hands, I wouldn't be surprised after 3 years, but on tape it looked really bad. And I'm judging that basically only from the City Rocha fight. Yeah, I'm probably butchering that name, but that fight on her record, her striking looked real bad. She was just kind of skirting the fence on the back foot, not really throwing anything. Leonardo's not a striking technician either, but I think she's better on the feet than Gatto. She throws a 1-2, she throws a 3-2, switch high kick, that's generally what she likes to throw. But yeah, she's not great, but I think she's better than Gatto, much more comfortable there at least. Breaking down the grappling, so for Gatto, she likes to go for that single leg in the open. She'll cut an angle and then use the outside leg trip to finish it in the open. She doesn't set up any of her takedown shots though, at distance. She just kind of reaches for them, and if she gets them, she gets them, but, very easy to stuff those. But she seems like mostly a guard player, honestly. Likes the arm bars, the triangles off her back. She accepts bottom position with little to no resistance in scrambles, and she seems a little bit too comfortable off her back. And, that's fine on the regional scene. You can be a guard player all you want, but unless you're like Brian Ortega or someone crazy off their back, then it's just not sustainable when you make it to the UFC. For Leonardo, she has a bit of offensive wrestling as well, outside leg trip from the clinch, but probably isn't advisable here just because of it's just where Gatto is just much more comfortable. So, you don't want to give your opponent the kind of fight that they want, basically. How these guys lose fights, so for Leonardo, she seems to not have a chin, which is very strange for the weight class, and yeah, but she just seems to react very poorly when she gets hit clean. And for Gatto, she has poor takedown defense. I mean, she doesn't even defend takedowns, so yeah, it is what it is. But just her grappling tendencies that we talked about before as well. Past the victory for these two. So for Gatto, look for a single leg takedown, and then if you're on your back, I guess like a triangle off bottom. But yeah, so for Leonardo, look to counter her kicks. Probably just keep it on the feet, but if you get taken down, don't accept bottom position. But if you get on top, maybe look to pass the half guard and then look for some ground and pound or control, because you don't want to just sit in her guard. So either, commit fully to the guard pass, not guard pass, but just a half guard, or just get back to your feet. So it's either one of those. Don't just sit in her guard. How I see the fight going, so I don't think, Leonardo's a good striker by any means, but she looks a lot better in the stand-up than Gatto. Also think she could take her down and control her on the mat if she does want. It should be safe enough. Gatto seems very comfortable off her back, and if Leonardo can just watch out for the triangle and the armbar, then I believe she'll be able to cruise here. But yeah, so yeah, you gotta watch out for the arm bars, the triangles, obviously drill that. It's a pretty easy setup to defend, especially with the way Gatto sets it up and the way, generally people at the lower levels of MMA set it up. It's quite easy to read and quite easy to defend. So if you're getting caught by an arm bar or a triangle, you probably don't belong in the UFC, and that's my opinion, but it is what it is. Whoever gets top position, I think, will win the fight, and I believe that will be Victoria more often than not, just due to Gatto's tendency to accept bottom position in scrambles with no resistance. I just don't think Gatto is very good. Just kind of got taken down and controlled in the Rosa fight until she caught Carol Hoser with the triangle into a Kimura, but that's very low percentage, and I don't think that would happen again if those two fought. I'd favour Carol Hoser very heavily in the rematch if they were fighting again. Also, that draw with Sydney Rocha was just so fraudulent. It must have been Gatto's home organisation or something like that, because yeah, she just got completely dominated. It was 12 minutes of control time for Rocha. whatever her name is. Like, she lost at least 2 rounds minimum. But you know, returning after 3 years at 25 years old, she could look completely different than she does on tape. But what I have seen on tape is that she doesn't look very good at all. So that's all I have to go off, and I have no idea where she trains, like some random gym. So yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it, but I definitely don't think she's very good. Alrighty, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Cheers for that. Alright, so prediction is Leonardo by decision. I think she should be quite a big favourite, honestly. I think she should be, you know, upwards of around minus 200, really. I think that's how she's going to look at the end of the day. And I think there's a little bit of wiki capping being baked into this line, because if you watch Gatto, like if you watch her fight, she's just awful. Yeah, she's just awful. There's no other way around it. So yeah, I'm looking to bet Leonardo, especially as a dog. I'd bet it all the way down to minus 150 or $1.65 or whatever the hell that is. And it's probably like $1.62, $1.61, yeah, something like that. But yeah, I think she should be quite a big favourite.